What I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. I just finished testifying in front of the House Oversight Committee. I did it for two reasons. First, I love my country, including our Constitution. And America was built on the idea that no person is above the law, even presidents, especially presidents, and that we should all live under the same set of rules. This kind of democracy requires every person to play their part. And I hope that by being there today, we can bring ourselves just a little further away from the brink and back to being a country where we can disagree civilly and we can search for truth and justice, and that it outweighs the partisan urge to score points and create spectacle. The second reason I was there is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not just justice, but healing. They've been waiting too long for both. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication with what was truly going on, I offered the little I do know in the hopes that it would help prevent anything like this from ever happening again. I also have to say something personal. Republicans made Hillary testify yesterday, and she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, nothing. She has no memory of ever even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. So whether 10 people or 10,000 people were subpoenaed, including her, was simply not right. So here's what I told the committee. First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos they show of me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. As someone who grew up in a home with domestic violence, not only would I not have flown on his plane if I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not the sweetheart deal that we got. But even with 20/20 hindsight, I saw nothing that ever gave me real pause. We're only here today because Epstein hid it from everyone so well for so long. And by the time it came to light with his 2008 guilty plea, I had long stopped associating with him. When the video of my testimony today is released, I hope it will motivate everyone to go in front of Congress to say what they know. I hope it will motivate the Justice Department to finally release all the files and to ensure that this never happens again. The survivors deserve that.
What we just witnessed was one of the most significant moments in the 2026 Epstein investigation. A former president of the United States addressing his history with Jeffrey Epstein directly to the camera after testifying under oath. The viral hook: here is Clinton's limited interaction defense. By addressing the 20-year-old photos head-on, Clinton is attempting to dismantle the visual evidence that has fueled internet theories for years. His strategy is clear: separate the man he knew from the crimes that came to light in 2008. He frames Epstein not as a close associate, but as a master manipulator who hid it from everyone so well for so long. However, the real political firestorm in this video is the Hillary Clinton subpoena. Bill Clinton is calling out the House Oversight Committee for what he terms a partisan urge to score points. By claiming Hillary had nothing to do with Epstein and no memory of meeting him, he is setting up a major legal clash for 2026. Why was she subpoenaed if there's no record of her on the planes or the properties? Clinton is framing this as a spectacle rather than a search for truth. The most emotional pivot is his mention of growing up in a home with domestic violence. He uses this personal history to argue that he would have been the first to turn Epstein in, not the last. As he calls on the Justice Department to finally release all the files, Clinton is joining the chorus of voices, including Republicans like Thomas Massie, demanding transparency. But the question remains, will the unredacted 2026 files support his saw nothing, did nothing testimony, or will they reveal new limited interactions that the American people haven't seen yet?